Hey there everyone, this is Cass with SCNS Live. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to check out the video version of this, you can check it out on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all at SCNS Live. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of SCNS Live, this super cool nerd show. Thank you all out there for joining us in the super cool nerd nation. And this is it. This is the final show of the season. That's right. We'll be taking our break from the live show to enjoy the holidays. We hope you'll enjoy it. There'll still be some content on the channel. Just the live show will be gone until we begin the next year. But I am Jason the X. The lady over here is Kat.
Hi.
And holy crap, look who's back.
Robert Downey Jr.
No, he doesn't have a goatee.
Robert Downey Jr.
Bryce is back, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
forgot my goatee at home.
Nice
Sorry.
hoodie.
I hate it when that happens.
I know it.
Does your hoodie have a mask?
Slipped right off.
Yeah, but it's like the Flash. It's hard for him to get it on.
There was no tink noise when it went over his face. That is
This is
disconcerting.
this is how I like to greet people at the door.
No,
Bryce,
Can you
I have to
actually
ask
see?
you.
it's
Does
mesh.
Claudia like this?
It's like the back of a trucker hat.
Can you actually see?
Yes,
No.
I can see.
No,
Josh.
I do.
Look at that.
I do have to ask. Does Claudia like the art now?
Nope. Don't put a man's business out in Front Street.
I
Anyway,
just need to know if this could be your new profile picture.
It should be your new profile picture.
moving on to introductions
That would be a
because
bad
everybody's here. Everybody's here for the last show. There's Cass. No,
Oh,
you
hi.
took your hoodie off. No?
I mean, I can put it back
Does
on.
everybody have a hoodie?
I do have a
I
hoodie.
don't have a hoodie.
Oh God.
Mine's
Anyway,
in the car.
the other
I
guy
have
who has
a
now been
normal
cleared of
jacket.
murder charges is Ricardo.
Yay! Yeah, there's nothing you can prove. Nope, absolutely not. And this hoodie, I got it when I graduated high school. 11 years ago. I'm old.
Investigation ongoing.
You're
You're not off the hook yet.
And behind the board, doing things, turning knobs, making things look good. It is Cora, assisted by her co-star from Anime TV, Near.
I would like to point out that I don't have a hoodie on because I am an adult with a real jacket.
I'd like to point
That
out,
said, it is definitely still a nerd jacket. So.
I'd like to point out that I have a professional jacket in the car,
From?
but man, this is such a nice cozy hoodie right
Oh
here.
my God.
So great.
It's alright, I get to imitate the Black Paladin, so I don't care.
More cultural appropriation. Anyway.
Hoodies.
You laugh now, but she hit Optimus.
I did.
Oh.
And I would do it again.
Oh,
Are hoodies not considered adult? Is that a thing?
Decepticon in the sky.
Hoodies are for heroes.
Anyway,
So I
we
bought
got a-
Cass and I.
High five.
We have a
And
lot of show to
Rick,
get to,
who's-
including our best of the year list. So let's kick it off with some super cool nerd news. Super cool nerd news. I am so happy about this because I basically get to report on something that I would say childhood dreams about, but I was really an adult when I came up with this. Anyway, a long time in the Navy, I used to always look out at the water, mesmerized by it, and also wondered if one day, if you could just CGI remove the water so you could see all the critters and coral and everything. And to which one of my fellow shipmates went, "That's a dumb idea," and I punched him. True story.
I believe it.
My fantasy is now a reality. A photographer by the name of, and I'm going to put this respect on her name here. Let me get this right. Dira Akanek, she has come up with an algorithm that she can input in pictures and remove the water, ladies and gentlemen. She takes the picture, and this is not Photoshop. This isn't a palette swap or anything like that. It is an algorithm that totally removes the water from these pictures, allowing us to have some photography that is the true color of the things that we see beneath the sea. Holy crap, this is awesome. And I can't help but say what she calls it, see-through. S-E-A through.
Close out the show. Going home.
No, we're going nowhere.
That's Dope.
If you want to watch a really interesting video, I recommend going over to the Scientific American YouTube channel, where they did a piece on this, and it shows you more of the science behind the technology. But holy crap! I remember I'm flipping through, just watching the news. I subscribed to the Scientific American channel. It was like, wait, what? And just sitting there, it's one of those, 4 a.m. things where you're looking at your phone. And I instantly woke up because I'm like, but yeah, she did it. Daria, awesome. And go follow her on Twitter. She needs more followers over there.
I'm gonna do that.
Dude,
That's dope.
dude.
It's absolutely
really cool.
Photoshop, though. That's what Photoshop does.
But I only see this as, eventually maybe we'll get something where I can live look at the water and it's removed.
Yeah.
Which I'll be very, very happy.
Just add that algorithm to VR, you'll be fine.
Do it to it.
So now we can watch Olympic swimmers without water.
And Finding Nemo.
Actually, that would make water polo even better.
I mean,
They
you
would.
can just wait with Olympic swimmers till they get out of the water to see what color their outfits are.
I don't have that kind of patience.
I mean, imagine
They're also out of the
finding
water before they
shipwrecks
get in.
with this technology.
It's amazing. And it can only go further. I love science.
Science
Oh.
rules.
It's awesome.
So,
Okay, I could have done this for you.
so will I one day be able to use this to see my actual insides? It can just remove, my epidermis.
We could do that right now.
The
Was that the same?
problem
Just
wasn't
not
that
here.
water
Did
is an
Ricardo do
opaque
that to you?
thing.
So anyway, I just
Can't
thought it was
prove
great. I am so glad I get to end the year off with this story of something that I never thought would become a reality. Science is amazing.
I'm serious.
Get
I can
excited.
do this for you. Send me your picture.
I'm going to use the algorithm to see what I look like, if it can remove my hoodie.
We can take care of that. Anyway,
Oh.
we got a lot of stories to get through. Near,
All
what
right.
you got?
All right, just on deck. Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a huge part of my life when I was a kid. Love Sonic, but then I can say with pretty much guaranteed certainty that everyone was disappointed when that first trailer dropped. He looks
Weird and gross.
he looked okay in certain shots, but it was a monster is what we saw. And then fan outrage happened. Paramount decided to do something that no studio really does, and that was listen to the fans. Extended the movie, pushed it back by 4 months, and then decided to redo his entire design. And it's amazing because the overwhelming response of how much better he looks by fans is just amazing, because it looks amazing. It looks like they put a lot more work into not just Sonic, but like the backgrounds, because you'll see similar shots, but it's no longer the same thing. Like you'll see Sonic when he was doing the race in like a random field is now in the Green Hill Zone, which looks really great. So it looks like they changed up his personality a bit, added a few extra details to it. He looks just like he should, because don't make a blue hedgehog realistic. Just make him Sonic, and then you're fine.
I mean, he's an alien, right? Isn't he an alien hedgehog? Like, it's not even like photorealism was something you should have striven to achieve.
Yeah.
Like,
This design just looks so much better, though. I mean,
The reactions to that first design, my falling on the floor and laughing at work,
it
was not looked well.
Well, wasn't the first design pre-rehab?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
So it's meth.
I think he does that too. He was smoking that blue stuff.
Oh, ooh.
Ooh.
That's a Breaking Bad Sonic
Anyway,
hybrid, y'all.
Okay, to all of this, and I'm going to keep reiterating it. The studio made the changes. People go reward them with your dollars
Yes.
because they listen.
I was gonna go see the movie already because Jim Carrey looks like he's gonna be a fantastic Robotnik. He's not the one I grew up with, but he's the one I need now.
I didn't
Yes.
want him to break his
For
back
sure.
carrying this movie.
Yeah, and then they changed Sonic, and then they gave us more Jim Carrey, and I laughed even more because I love the way he makes the lattes too. It's just
It's also important. The boards can only face one way.
gotcha.
It's also important to note that the animators were not overworked getting the design changed. That was confirmed by one of the animators on Twitter. So
I bet you some of the animators are like, hey, let's just have this in our back pocket. because we know there's gonna be backlash, and as soon as it happened, like, hey,
No.
where we got to like
that
partial
did not
design?
happen.
that was a theory that's been running on the internet for a while. That's not what happened.
It's been debunked.
Yeah, they very heavily did not want to do that design at the beginning, and then they saw the reaction and went, oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently the studio
overwhelmingly
forced it
negative.
upon them.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to make it look better, but the studio was like, "No, we want to do it this way," and then they were able to change it after the backlash of all the fans.
Yeah, because they're like, see?
Yeah, we were right.
The biggest I told you so.
Well,
going.
and I think that's the best thing that the studio did was pushing back the movie because that resulted in the not overworked animators.
Exactly.
If they tried to stick to their original schedule, it just no.
I'm happy with it, and yeah, I'm probably gonna go see it twice just because.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they listened.
It would be kind of funny. I know they won't do it, but it'd be kind of funny if they like sent out both versions of the movie out to movie theaters, and whenever you sat there,
Stop.
flip a coin.
I actually thought of
That's
that
not
too.
how it
I will
works.
say,
I know, but it'd be funny.
That is funny. It's not what the studios are going for at the end of the day.
So
You
it's actually kind of funny. I was watching a YouTube video completely unrelated to anything at all that we normally talk about here. But there was a Sonic trailer that played before, and I'm like, oh, okay. And it was the old trailer, and I just kind of sat there like,
I would keep the old trailer out. This is what you might
Oh,
have had
no.
to watch.
it was hysterical because it's like, wait, I know that opening. That's Gangster's Paradise.
I,
no.
Legitimately, after watching the second trailer, I went back and watched the first trailer so I could do before and after shots. And when I went through the comments of all of the first trailer, it was just like, anyone else here just doing a comparison as well?
Pretty much.
I mean, cool. Go see Sonic now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Rick, what you got?
Ooh. Okay. So hold on, let me get my story. All right. I will start off by saying that I welcome a new overlords, Disney and Disney Plus. So thank you. After one day, after launch day, Disney has said they have over 10 million subscribers. Disney started, except Cass.
Way to show them.
She's showing the man,
Getting it tonight.
but
I don't have it yet either.
that's two.
Yes, we held out for like
Sure did.
3 days.
I was waiting for the bargain price.
Okay, yeah. So one day, 10 million subscribers. Now, Disney did start signups earlier this year, right around August, at D23 Expo, there was a 3-year deal, which ended up coming about like $4 a month if you did the whole 3-year deal. So that was pretty cool. And then about a month or two later, they did a Disney Club members deal, which was like also a 3-year deal. And then they came out with you got Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus, which is all owned by Disney, which was launched at launch day. And then if you were a Verizon customer and have an unlimited plan with them already, you could get Disney Plus for free up to a year. So they initially projected about 8 million subscribers by the end of 2019, but have blown that number out of the water in just one day. So there's that. Disney stock popped after the announcement, closing up 7.3% to $148.72 per share. They have also announced that they do not plan to release any additional Disney Plus subscriber data outside of the media this is a hard word for me, conglomerate, there we go, regular quarterly earnings call. Disney is expected to report earnings for December 2019 quarter next February, so we got a couple months. As with any new service, though, there were a few hiccups. There were long wait times to log in. There were times where the app wasn't connected to the internet. And there were also long wait times with customer service, which, I mean, I get when you got 10 million people calling all in at once. It's bound to happen. But on a personal note, I had no trouble logging in, and I watched The Mandalorian right away. So, hooray for me.
On that note, I've watched all of Gargoyles.
Already? Damn.
Because that was my show.
All seasons, all of them.
How long
Wow.
did that show run?
2 or 3 seasons.
No.
Wasn't
It ran like 4 or 5 seasons.
Oh,
65 episodes, right?
wow.
I have literally been doing nothing but watching. I watched The Mandalorian, and then I watched all of Gargoyles. I'm working on X-Men now.
There you go.
Yeah, it's been a trend for me too.
Long term, Disney has projected that Disney Plus will have 60 million to 90 million subscribers worldwide by 2024, with 1/3 of those in the U.S. The company has told Wall Street it expects to spend a little over $1 billion on original content for Disney Plus in its fiscal year 2020, and ramping up to $2.5 billion range by 2024. It is currently available in the U.S., Canada, and the Netherlands. Next week, on November 19th, Disney Plus is slated to launch in Australia, New Zealand, and Puerto Rico. Then next year, on March 31st of 2020, subscription video on demand services is scheduled to debut in Western European markets, including the UK, France, Germany, Italy, and Spain. So basically, most of Europe. At launch, the Mouse House dedicated streaming home includes nearly 500 movies and over 7,500 episodes of TV shows from the Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic, and other brands. There's a lot of content.
Disney owns National Geographic.
Yes. Yes,
What?
I get to have Sir Richard Attenborough tell me about lions taking out
Yes.
gazelles again.
Mating patterns of ostriches. Kat, what have you been watching on Disney Plus?
I watch both Sister Act movies.
Oh.
Because, like, my brother was talking about how he was going to watch one, and then he was watching, and I heard the sounds, and I was like, yeah. So I turned it on, and then it got all the way through, and all the way through the credits, and they're like, we have the second one. If you want to watch that. And I was like,
I love that everybody is sharing what they're watching on Disney Plus. Although some of y'all should be ashamed of watching some stuff.
My number one is going to be Muppet Treasure Island.
I mean,
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you feel a little better. I watched Wizards of Waverly Place this morning.
you know what's funny is I have no shame about it.
Yeah.
They were good
No.
movies.
Yeah.
They held up. I love
Yeah.
it. It's a heartfelt story. No,
About
I liked
not
it. Not
a
a
singer
nun, a
and
lounge singer.
Right.
did you know they let you skip intros on the X-Men show?
Yes, they
No, I
do.
don't.
do you?
They let
know?
you
No, I don't.
don't do that.
It's not
They
every
They let you
single time.
skip intros on all of them.
Yeah.
I'm not
Every
skipping
show
past.
so
Like the first time I saw the X-Men, like, would you like to skip this intro? I laughed. I literally laughed out loud. Like, no. I'm watching this every single time.
We did watch The Mandalorian too. It's good. It's good.
Literally,
It's really good.
the Mandalorian has done more in 30 minutes than Boba Fett did in both Star Wars movies.
And the Christmas special. Don't forget that one.
41 minutes.
Did you watch the
I'm sorry.
deleted scenes for Avengers Endgame that's only on there?
Yeah, of course I did.
I
like
haven't
what
yet.
they did in
Oh,
the
the
movie
Catherine
opening.
Langford.
There's a lot of
I had to have a cheeseburger. And
I will say real quick, I told Chelsea all about this, and she kind of got it, but then when she finally saw everything on there, it blew her mind. She didn't realize how much Disney actually owns, which I didn't realize how much Disney owns, and like I didn't know they owned like the Six Flags movies or 10 Things I Hate About You. I knew they own The Simpsons now, and then like National Geographic, all this other stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, they own half the world, and I am super excited with this. I'm sharing this with friends. I'm like, hey, like you need to watch this. Like I'm watching it right now. Come like let's like FaceTime and watch it together.
Their browsing is not super intuitive. It's the only
Yeah, there's room
criticism
for
I
improvement.
have. Like as far as like we had some server issues. We could stop and restart things. I don't really criticize them for that. They got a giant overload. Anything that launches that big that fast is going to experience some technical issues. So that's not a critique, but it is hard to like scroll and find TV shows and stuff.
I think there's room for improvement, but it's literally
It'll
been
get
live
better.
for a couple of days. So
Yeah.
Disney Plus is the best thing that so far for me.
So is the
You
Star
gotta
Wars
think
holiday
of ways.
special on there?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
You are God,
Have you
not the
guys
only-
seen the memes around it? Like, there was one, and he's like, "We're in the UK, and this is Disney Plus saying they're not going to announce or not going to release till 2020, March 2020." And it had a picture of Donald Glover. It said, "This is America." He's like, "Me and my VPN," and I was like, "That's dope."
Speaking of things that are dope, though, because we got to move on. Stop it. Kat, what you got for us this week?
Not dope. No, so Facebook, it's like
Yeah.
the Disney of social media.
Mm,
They acquired Instagram quite some time ago after Instagram had already started its downhill, when they let the Android users on. Anyway, so it went downhill, and mostly that's just because of the huge volume of incoming people in general. It took away some of this smaller community because it was restricted. And there were too many people on it anyway. But Instagram, they've been saying they're going to do that thing and are doing that thing with you can't see how many likes you have in photos and stuff, which whatever. Anyway, so they have started testing something on Facebook called Popular Photos, which is just Instagram without some of the like media feeds and stuff. And they're like, oh, it's, you know, it's a nice browsing experience. It's more simplistic. It's more relaxing. All you do is just scroll through and like photos. And I'm like, so Instagram. This one is very op-ed, and then it's editorial and facts. It has been testing. We don't know if it's going to launch. TechCrunch announced that they talked to a Facebook spokesperson who confirmed that they're doing the testing in hopes of releasing it. But it's just an in-browser Facebook experience with a black background instead of a white one. I was pissed. I don't like that. Like, I miss Instagram.
And the overall reaction to it has been
Positive.
After one, welcome our Facebook overlords.
Nope.
We just need to go back to a simpler time. Bring back AOL Messenger. It'll be fine.
I loved AOL
And
Messenger.
chat
In
rooms.
my profile, I had quotes that out of context were hilarious that my different friends in school had said, and I left my way message and come home and find out what I'm doing that night. It was a good time.
Give
I
me
didn't
Zynga
love
back.
it, but I don't miss it either.
Oh, no, never.
your title at the end is here.
You let Zynga die where it died. Like, just let it die.
Same with MySpace.
You
can
have more ammo,
Yeah.
right? Throw it at him.
What do y'all know about? What do y'all know about
Ron fans
ICQ?
Can keep MySpace.
Like nobody knows about fucking ICQ. Oh god.
What is
Oh
that?
god.
No.
Wait,
I don't
wait,
know what
wait.
you're talking
I know
about.
vaguely about it 'cause some people in my other game have talked about it.
Oh god.
No
Okay.
idea what that-
She knows about it through word of mouth. There's a difference.
And
She found the Dead Sea Scrolls about ICQ.
I miss
And we're not going
Napster.
to talk about the age of those people.
I
Oh,
miss Napster. I miss LimeWire. And all the,
That was
I
what
don't
I was
miss-
trying to think of.
and all the
the
viruses to
There
get
you
gave us.
go.
Or every time you tried to download a song, for some reason it was Bill Clinton's "I did not have sexual relations with that woman" speech. Please tell me I wasn't the only one that had that
Yeah,
problem.
that was like
I got it
trolling
once.
of
Okay.
LimeWire.
I talked about that to someone that had LimeWire and they thought I was crazy.
I miss manually managing my music library by having to label each song where it came from,
It's nothing
what album it was from.
Yeah, you had to go. I had to go like Google the album
Oh my God.
cover and then move it onto. It was a mess.
I got
You
a
youngsters
program
have it
at
easy nowadays
Apple
with your
to do it for
Spotifys.
me, and it messed it all up and mislabeled like 9,500 songs.
I'm sorry.
My favorite
that's
thing was
hilarious.
just to rename them what I wanted it to be instead of the actual name, so no one could understand what I was looking at. And I was just like, yes, songs to listen to when I'm jumping on clouds. And
and
just
we're
like,
getting this new segment back on track. Cora.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna move this a little closer to me. Hello. Is that better? No.
do I need to give you the room?
So mine's not very exciting. It's very exciting for me, but probably not for anyone else here because I don't think anyone else here plays Stardew Valley. Nope. Cool.
Part of it. Yeah.
Cool.
Same.
Cool. Well, Stardew Valley is finally getting the 1.4 update that they had announced back towards the beginning of the year. This is going to be a giant update. It's all going to be free. And that was something Concerned David always said, is that the updates are going to be free. This is going to be the first update he's also done with a team. Up until this point, everything about the game, including updates up until this point, have all been done by Concerned Ape himself, by himself. This is the first time he pulled in a team because it's huge. According to Concerned Ape, one of my main goals with 1.4 was to finally polish the game to the degree that I've always wanted. What I mean by that is I want to fix all the bugs that have been lingering in the game, to fix all the weird, annoying things about controls and feel of the game, and add a lot of quality of life features that will make the game more seamless to play. So there's going to be all kinds of stuff. You're going to be able to have like a fish hatchery. You're going to have different types of dogs and cats that you can have. There's also going to be a new 14 heart event for your spouse. So you have different heart events as you're basically dating your spouse. But after marriage, there's nothing extra. He's added, well, like,
I've been there.
So they're going
That-
to take away the hyper realism of the game.
well, that's not what I meant.
Or maybe they added hyperrealism. to
That-
the game.
What I mean is, after marriage, there's no more heart events. There's nothing special that happens. It's just you can talk to your spouse every day, which is still fine. I have fun with that. But it was kind of sad that you couldn't do anything. Like, you could get to a certain number of hearts with your spouse and you could get some, like, a present, but if you've already gotten that from a spouse before, you can't get it again. So you basically just have a spouse to keep happy, which is fine. But when you're playing the game past the initial 3 years, after like the 20 years, it's kind of boring. I'm glad that everyone finds this funny.
Like, we don't have like context, so all we can compare it to is real life.
Yeah.
Fair. Regardless, normally in the game you can only go up to 12 hearts with your spouse, or 13. It looks like there's going to be an added heart, so you can have this extra heart event. We don't know what it's going to be like, although we do see with one of the spouses it looks like maybe it's like a date night. And that's going to be really cute. PC players are going to be able to take a screenshot of their entire farm layout whenever they want to. No word on if console players will be able to do that. Probably not, but that's a small thing. It is going to be coming to PC first on November 26th. The platforms will follow later. He's still doing testing on those. So if you have console like me, please be patient with him while they do the testing. Don't be like the Xbox players who started like harassing him because one of the updates wasn't on Xbox yet, because they kept having bugs that made it not work. So be nice.
Understand, free content is free content.
Exactly.
Be a little patient.
Oh, one other big thing is because you can have multiplayer farms, so you can have a farm with your friends as well. Before, you had to share all of the money. So if you went and bought seeds for your farm, it just came out of the pool. So if someone logged off the game and there was like 100K and then you log back on and it's all gone, someone spent it all. Now players will have the option to have it separated. So everyone will have their own individual money amounts, essentially. And this, to be fair, this is all just like scratching the surface. He has not revealed all of the updates because he wants everyone to learn about it as they play. So it'll be very interesting to see what kind of new stuff comes from it. If you want more information, I highly recommend going to StardewValley.net or going to Concerned Ape's Twitter.
Cool.
So previously in the game, you essentially shared a bank account with your friends who were playing the same game as you?
If you had a multiplayer farm, yes. Like you
Gotcha.
can play it by yourself. I play it by myself because I don't trust people with my money.
See, neither would I.
So, but
As you do in real life.
you can have up to 4. Like you can start a multiplayer farm and have up to 4 of your friends play with you.
Okay.
And like all of you do different things on the farm. And before it was you all pulled from the same money pool.
Gotcha. And
Which-
I didn't have it separate.
Yeah. Nope.
Which, again, I don't trust people, so yeah.
Exactly. And
Don't have
With-
a group farm.
I'm just not
with
going
this,
to.
like if you
I was
like
just gonna ask
having
if you wanted to do group farm with me.
like if you like having the
Well,
group
now.
farm, then or if you like having the group money pool, you can still have that. It's just something you can toggle. There also, I believe, is going to be at least one more farm layout, which I'm very excited to try because I've tried out all of them except the fight for your life farm, essentially,
Nice.
where monsters spawn constantly. But it's really fun. I highly recommend y'all go check it out. It's on Steam, it's on Switch, it's on PlayStation, it's on Xbox. It's like $14, and if you like Harvest Moon,
Yep.
you're gonna love this game because it's Harvest Moon but better.
I love from the chat. Why don't you trust all your friends with all your money? No.
Please tell me
No.
it wasn't Joseph saying that.
Yes,
It was Joseph. Joseph's my favorite.
You know I
You know,
don't
to
trust
be
you
fair,
with my money.
No one can trust us with the money.
Well,
you
his
see how the room's
next
decorated.
comment was like, "You don't want RPG dice," and I was like, "Of course we do. We just don't trust you to buy the prettiest ones."
All right, Bryce, make your return to the table. What you got for this week?
Are you yearning and burning to do the neutron dance again?
God, it's in my head now.
You're welcome.
You lost me and then you pulled me right back.
Okay,
in.
well,
I'm completely lost.
well,
Timer.
look it up, Pointer Sisters, Neutron Dance, and it has nothing to do with Jimmy Neutron.
See, that's where my brain went. So.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, not Jimmy Neutron. I watched Eddie Murphy on a segment called Actors on Actors with Antonio Banderas,
Mm.
and they interview each other, and Eddie is not only doing his return to Coming to America 31 years later after the hit film debuted. Coming to America 2, obviously, is coming out. He's currently filming that. But the news tonight, or today, I should say, is that Eddie and Paramount and Netflix have signed a deal to bring back Beverly Hills Cop.
What?
Yep. Yep. So the man from Detroit is going to Beverly Hills again, I guess. We'll wait and see.
They better get Judge Reinhold.
That has not been announced if Judge is going to be a part of it.
Didn't he go crazy?
I hope not.
He got arrested in Dallas. And Judge
Reinhold?
Reinhold.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did. Last year.
Okay.
My name is Judge.
Let's hope they send him to rehab and get him back for the movie. Anyway, go on.
Hey, this.
It's literally one of my favorite series, actually.
Look,
Three.
I mean, so did Jim Carrey, and he's back.
I
You know
mean,
what? That's true.
There's a long list of actors who've been arrested. Maybe
No,
he'll get.
there
Maybe
was
he'll be
like a
on the.
weird thing where he tried to sneak into an airport or something. It was weird.
Maybe they'll get him out.
Has a sketchy
Right.
background.
Tell me more about Beverly Hills Cop.
Well, anyway, maybe they'll get Judge out on a work release program, limited work.
Only if he can roll on himself.
Oh.
Oh.
Very
That was
good.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no, stop.
Oh.
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
Trump.
Okay, so we don't know when the show is going to be released. We just know that Paramount has made a one-time license deal with Netflix with a possible sequel. So you could get BHC 4 and 5. We don't know how that's going to work out yet. So the producer, Jerry Bruckheimer, and Eddie Murphy are teaming up again. And it's been 25 years since Beverly Hills Cop 3
I forgot
came out.
Bruckheimer did those.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Beverly Hills Cop in 2.
Good producer.
Yeah.
Not 3, but it was okay.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I haven't seen him.
Really? You should do. Nope.
Never before my time.
Are they from Disney? Can we go?
Sadly, no.
I don't think so.
Hey,
no.
Disney, I got something
you
for you
said
to buy.
Paramount?
Yeah,
I
Paramount.
like that he's having this resurgence in his career. I did
I
watch
do too.
My Name is Dolomite. It is great. I loved it.
Yeah, he's funny. He's funny. I'm glad he's back. You know, he did that Comedians in Cars with Coffee or something like that with Seinfeld, and Murphy has stated that he is wanting to probably do stand up again following these films. So that could happen.
I think we talked about. I like that he's acknowledging, hey, some of the comedy I did back in the '80s, I can't watch it. It's not right.
No.
He's like, and he admits I was wrong for that, and probably, yeah, he's fully like owned up. I don't like that I did those jokes, and I did them though. I'm not going to run from it, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to go back to that kind of.
It's very impressive.
It's more of not trying to deny he did these things, but just like, I won't do that now.
Yeah.
So he can't work for Disney then.
Clearly, I mean, he could. Beverly Hills Cop.
They'll
was
just
very
announce
funny.
that he's returned a month later.
Yeah. You're like,
So
oh,
good
we
on
didn't
him.
like that. Did you see they have Steamboat Willie stuff on the
I mean,
and I know that they've released whatever, like, it was just I don't question that for the time period when they did it, it wasn't vastly inappropriate. I was a little weirded out that they put it on
I mean,
still.
they did state on there that Warner Brothers did the same thing with some of their things recently. It's like they said, like, hey, like, we acknowledge that this is wrong, but this was
for the time.
for the time, this.
How did they field tested it?
So it's kind of like, hey, like, we understand that this is wrong, but to like,
This is what started us.
No,
it's
I saw
to
the disclaimer. I just
Yeah.
thought it's just kind of weird to see it pop up and be like,
It is. I mean, I think Song of the South is technically Disney. I don't think they put
It
that on
is.
there.
It is Disney.
And they
yes.
didn't put that on there, correct?
That's the
I
one.
have no
so.
idea.
That's
It's
the one.
banned.
I've,
Never mind.
that's the one I've read that they have not put back on.
They're like, yeah, maybe not that one.
Yeah.
That's
no, no, no.
fair, though.
isn't that banned in the U.S. still?
I think so.
Yeah, and it's also fair. Although, I'm just gonna be like Crystal with y'all. I think it's funny. So years ago. I went to Disneyland. Yes, Disneyland, and rode Splash Mountain.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Splash Mountain is still themed with Brer Rabbit.
Yep, I knew exactly where that was going.
So, just as a note, that's still there. It's still kid friendly and it's still okay. But it's the fact that I recognize those characters and just kind of went.
Like,
Also, I'd like to point out to YouTube, our show, not kid friendly. Or targeted at them.
we need that 9 cents.
No word yet. No word yet, by the way,
Hey,
on
it's 11 now.
No word yet, by the way, on whether or not Murphy will be bringing back his who was the James Brown in a hot tub. No word yet if he'll be bringing that back.
Okay, look, I'm like the only person here that got that.
I feel good.
Too hot in the hot tub. By myself. Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live did an impression of James Brown. It was hilarious.
Awesome.
He's really good.
Watch some of the Saturday Night Live stuff. It's hilarious.
Anyway, I know he does a good James Brown impression.
As you look at me so confusedly, take us home on the news, Cass.
All right, so we're talking about stars coming back, and there, you might have noticed at some point there is a movie coming out called Finding Jack that will star James Dean. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm talking about James Dean, the movie star from the 50s.
Nobody else would do that.
I know.
Somebody's got a guilty conscience over here.
Worldwide XR, which is the company that is basically recreating James Dean's image, has said, and this is where it gets a little fuzzy, they have between 400 and 1,700 stars that they want to bring back or have the rights to. I don't know what number that is. I don't know if it's somewhere between there, but they have stars like Andre the Giant, Maya Angelou, Burt Reynolds, and they are planning on bringing them back in different movies. The CEO, Travis Cloyd, said, "Influencers come and go, legends never die."
That's a
Current stars,
smart line.
Current stars like Chris Evans, Elijah Wood, and I think most notably Zelda Williams have come out against this type of technology, saying that it should not be used to recreate people that have passed.
Why most notably?
Agreed.
Because they can bring back her father.
Yeah.
I think I know where you're going with it.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead if you want to take that. Go ahead.
It's one of those. It really depends on the movie itself. Like when they brought back Carrie Fisher for Star Wars, it was different. They got approval from the family. It fit with what they were trying to do. Like with Rogue One, I mean, you had to recreate Leia somehow as well.
And very specifically, this company is not that.
Yeah,
this company
I think that's
bought the rights to these people without the consent of anybody.
That's what I think
They just
matters.
already have the rights and are planning on
There's the
putting them
cringe.
in whatever future movies they feel like it.
Honestly, I think we're about to need like ethics committees. I don't think even the families necessarily have the knowledge that you would need to approve some of this.
I mean, granted, when you brought up Rogue One, they used Peter Cushing in that too, which for that scene, being that I'm a big Star Wars fan, seeing Grand Moff Tarkin turn around and start talking, what was equally parts kind of like shocking, but also I was like, ooh, because he was my big bad for Star Wars. He told Darth Vader what to do.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Like he was
good. Essential to that story. It made
So
sense.
I get it on that, but now you're talking about like bringing the actor back and like putting them in. Are they bringing him back as James Dean, just putting him in a whole new role? And okay,
See, that's different.
Yeah. That,
See, now that there it is up my back, there's the cringe.
And I read a little bit about the story. Was like they were testing actors for this movie, and they're like, it's like James Dean's the perfect character for this. I'm like, so wait, are you looking for a character? Or are you looking for an actor? Like, it's
Because if you're looking for a character, go find somebody alive.
yeah.
That's one of my big things. Is there are no shortage of people wanting to act.
I mean,
This is not your platform to
Cast
start them.
people.
Spoilers. They've got a kid and it's no story at all. For the Mandalorian who looked exactly like a kid in the movies from like way back. He looks exactly alike.
Also,
so
Gina
if you want
Carano.
that look, you can go find it.
Yeah.
Gina Carano fawning over that child during the premiere is the most precious thing ever. Please go watch
I love
it.
Gina
Sure.
Carano.
They cast a young Harrison Ford, except they cast a person.
Yeah.
And he performed as Han Solo, and he did an amazing job after some coaching.
He did great.
He did.
He did
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
some, but
I
yeah,
love
he
the
did
movie.
an absolutely fantastic job. There are no shortage of people wanting to act in this world. Maybe don't bring back people without their consent.
I'm way more concerned about the blatant loss of quality. It is not going to be that expensive to do some of these very
It's not gonna
soon.
be
Yeah.
good.
You just toss out garbage movies with actors' faces that your grandparents will love, and all of a sudden you made a profit. I'm not saying everyone will be, but that is inevitably.
All right, let me ask this real quick then. Like, what about for like video games? If you bring back like some of these dead actors. Or
No.
no, not even for
No, I
video
don't think
games.
so. I don't even
No.
know why
Any
you would
different.
for video
It's still
games.
it's still
It's
just
the same
no,
thing.
yeah.
So, but I
Only
mean,
in
but they
cases
do it
of-
in like in wrestling games now. Like they bring back Macho Man Randy Savage, they bring Andre the Giant, they
That's
bring back.
They're really characters. They're characters. I'm sorry.
I mean, reiterating characters sometimes is one thing, like a sequel with a callback to somebody who
Yeah.
doesn't exist anymore, whose face was already made and already cast, and that person is already them, feels a little bit different. It feels very, very different from
This sounds like a greater
Same thing.
conversation for like next year after we see them actually do this and we're horrified.
So
I
just
get
to
the-
be clear,
I'm gonna get that first trailer.
so just to be clear, the families don't have a say in it. That no one's getting paid.
It really depends on how they're stayed. In this case, no. In other cases, potentially.
The James Dean estate does not get paid.
No, they bought the rights.
Oh, they did clearly buy the rights. Okay, all right. So
Buying
so
rights to a person isn't a thing.
It should not be a
exactly.
thing.
I don't get
Also,
why they would do that.
Also at the moment of particularly James Dean's death, they wouldn't have thought to do this.
Right.
Like no one was thinking they were going to be able to recreate his fate, and so
Right.
the longer someone's been dead, the easier it is going to be to just.
In
I'm
some
sure you're right.
cases, they're already in the Creative Common licensing. Like if
And
they've
I-
been dead 50 years and their family hasn't renewed any copyright on them, then it doesn't matter.
I wouldn't
Right.
have guessed that. I did not know you had to renew a copyright on someone who's been dead for that long.
You can't copyright people per se, but their works, some of their works or whatever, if they created something.
That's
and
why
they died
Disney
50
keeps
years
making
ago.
all these remakes.
Right. That's wrong.
Just throwing that.
That's
out there.
just wow. That's a really.
Anyway.
That's the end of the news. And
Sorry.
also another recent. Speaking of YouTube and stars of YouTube, we did have a recent YouTube star pass. If any of you have watched the Angry Ram videos, no one watches the Angry Ram.
No,
No.
sorry.
The
I don't
Ram
know what that
passed
is.
away.
Is that memory or is that like a goat?
It's a goat, and he would butt people with his head, and it was hilarious. And
It's
he
YouTube.
he passed on,
Could be either
and I'm
or
very
for
sad
you.
about it because I love these videos of this ram just hurting people. Go check out the Angry Ram channel and say goodbye to Ram Bro. That was his name.
Bye, Angry Ram.
Anyway,
Okay.
now to really argue, because we are going over our best of 2019. We got a couple of categories here, and through this gaggle of nerds that are here, we're going to pick who the winner is, and it probably will not be easy choices. Cass, would you like to read off the best horror movie candidates?
Best horror movie candidates. We have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, It Chapter 2, Us, The Curse of La Llorona, and Girl on the Third Floor.
Nobody added anything to my list.
No,
All right,
I was
ooh.
thinking
I
because
thought most of ours would be similar.
I went in going, oh, did you add? Oh no, it's already there.
Okay, start with that end of the table.
I mean, I don't watch a lot of horror movies. I think we've established that I
Sure
generally
is.
don't go a whole lot. So the only one that I really know of that I've seen personally was It Chapter 2. I mean, I heard Scary Stories was okay, but I didn't watch
Cinematic, very cinematic.
All right,
Decent
one-
Yeah.
movie.
So
One for
I
Scary?
go with It.
Oh, one for
One
it.
for it.
Okay. Core.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, without a question.
Ooh. Okay.
I had nightmares.
It was pretty. Like
It
it was
was-
so pretty.
I
like,
also-
pretty horror.
I also just have two things that make it like me
the
movie.
Asylum.
No, like make this a me movie. Guillermo del Toro and practical effects out the ass.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All of the costuming and all of the creatures were done with practical effects with very little CGI and made them creepier. I loved
You
it.
could tell when they were CGIing because they had to. Because
Yeah.
there wasn't. You can't.
like
Yeah.
the, like
Do
the
some of
missing
it.
toe kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Although the Jangly Man was less CGI than I thought he was.
Oh,
was
yeah.
that a guy?
He's-
It was that guy.
All right,
Yeah,
we
the
have a
other
lot to
guy.
get through here.
Yeah.
We all go off on a tangent. Rick.
Sorry.
For me, anyone that could overshadow Pennywise as a character, with which Bill Hader did, It Chapter 2 for me. That movie was just
All
incredible.
right, so 2 for it. All right.
As much as I love it, I love Pennywise. I loved it. Chapter 2. I think Us has to take this.
Oh, one for Us. Okay.
Mostly for Lupita's performances.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
All right.
and just that
I
blew me
forgot
up.
to put Child's Play on there.
I did.
No, you didn't. Bryce.
Is that Jason's vote?
Us did it for me.
Ooh.
Very much so. I thought it was fantastic, and I loved. No spoilers, but there's a twist. It's so much fun. I loved it.
They're rabbits.
Okay then.
There are rabbits.
Yeah.
I have to give it to it just because it is the scariest one. That was a great movie, and like Us was not scary really,
It's
but
more
it was
thriller.
creepy.
Yeah, it was more
And it
psychological,
had
if
a
anything.
couple terrifying moments, but I felt the same way about Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I really, really enjoyed it. It made me so anxious in the theater. It was
Wow.
scary.
We got a problem here because we have a tie. Because I'm going for Us. I loved Us, and
Me too.
It kept you on the edge of your seat. It kept you in a degree of tension throughout the movie. Kind of what we got with the first It.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was not replicated with the second. So
I will say my second one at, like, if we're talking percentage at like 51-49, the just 1 degree below Us is it.
Oh, that's funny because
was
my
amazing.
second one wouldn't be Us. I'm a little salty at Us because of how much he tried to explain after the movie in the
did.
special features that
He
made me
did.
mad. Like,
There
not,
was
not
a
that
lot of stuff.
salty. I still like his stuff. I still watch it, but I was just like, maybe like put some sort of reference to the rabbits being a pagan Easter like rebirth allegory. Like, I understand that rabbits are that. You've had no indication of it, and it's not intuitive.
all right, so we got a
Yeah.
a tie there.
Well, technically, you could have Cora break the tiebreaker between the two.
No, she's made her choice. Which Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark would have been my second choice. But regardless,
was
Actually,
really
Girl
good.
on the Third Floor was really good.
I
Nobody
haven't
knows
seen that
about
one.
this movie. It's indie. It's on Amazon, but it is this year, and
Budget
it's a
like
sleeper
$8.
like hit.
It was really good.
Cora, give us best.
I
Oh, you don't have the list?
No, I can't access it.
Okay.
Okay, I have it. Hold on.
Give us the best game categories.
best game.
I have it pulled up for you right there.
All right, we have Kingdom Hearts 3, Devil May Cry 5, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Tom Clancy's Division 2, Octopath Traveler, and Borderlands 3.
All right. It's a hard one for me, but I really like Borderlands. Borderlands 3. Definitely my choice for Game of the Year. Okay.
I didn't play most of these.
Yeah,
Like,
Did you have a one you could have added to that list then?
I mean, like, mostly I played Overwatch and God of War.
That did not come out this year.
Yeah. So, like, in between the,
Well,
I
just
guess
go ahead and vote for Borderlands 3.
because of the animation I really liked. Like, it's very cinematic. It's very cool to watch. Even playthroughs of it are really entertaining. So.
Bryce, you can just vote for Borderlands 3.
I'm going to
Stop
vote
telling
for
people to vote for yourself.
X-Files, Resist, or Serve.
That's the PlayStation 2. That
PlayStation
did not
2
come out
game.
this year.
Thank you, Bryce.
You're welcome.
Second that.
To be honest, if I'm really talking about what I like as far as the game goes, I gotta go Sekiro because holy crap, that game is gorgeous.
So
And
pretty.
props for being Dark Souls without being Dark Souls.
Yeah, you can still frustrate
Die.
people
8
and
times.
piss them off
Yeah.
without it being also kind of an ugly game sometimes.
Yeah, although the creature designs in Dark Souls and Bloodborne are just beautiful and scary.
All right, Rick.
I will vote for WWE 2K20 just because they give us some awesome, hilarious videos on YouTube of the most janky
Hold on.
animation ever. So,
Let me just get Jason's face here.
WWE 2K20 gets for best game of the year for being so janky. So, thank you.
It's a shame this is Ricardo's last season on the show.
I am retiring after this.
You're supposed
No,
to
you're getting
wait
buried
until
after this.
after the show.
Literally.
to
Some
tell
recent evidence has come to light.
Cora, best game of the year.
Part of me wants to go with Kingdom Hearts 3 because it's a bigger franchise, but absolutely Octopath Traveler. Because I'm a huge fan of classic JRPGs, and this like scratched that itch but gave it something new to it. So, gotta go with that one. Also, the Alliance Alive HD remake was great, but I don't count that one since the game didn't technically come out this year.
All right.
But, you know.
You know, same thing that she kind of said, where I almost want to go with Kingdom Hearts 3, just because I had a lot of fun playing that game. But I think I'm gonna also have to go X-Files for the PS4.
Ah, dang it! I thought you were going to say WWE 2K20.
Really did it for me.
Can I give a special shout out though to a game that didn't come out this year but got redone this year?
Sure.
Link's Awakening.
Ooh, yeah, the remake was beautiful.
Can we count that as a new game? Because I mean,
Yes.
I don't
Yes,
think so.
because it was on the Switch.
Can of
It's-
worms.
it's been totally
What?
reworked though. It's
Well,
not
then
even.
Overwatch, because that came.
We're
out on
literally
Switch
talking about from the
this year.
Game Boy to the.
Yeah,
this
no,
new
it's not a
thing.
new game.
Okay, fine.
I think it's a great.
So
shout
I
out.
think
don't
clearly
we're gonna open
Borderlands 3 is the winner of this category, and we can move
Fox, you
on.
WWE 2K20, thank you very much.
No, I think we give it to Borderlands 3 so you guys can see how the show really works.
Fine, Sekiro: The Shadows Die Twice.
Hey.
It is a beautiful game.
It is really
It's fun
beautiful.
when we
really
get two
is.
votes in the same mind.
All right, Rick,
Yo,
give us best animated.
best animated movie this year. We got the Lego Movie, the second part. Toy Story 4, How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Addams Family, and Promare, which Cora asked me to add this, but I have no idea what it is.
I don't
But
know.
Promare.
What is it?
Honestly, I would probably have to go with How to Train Your Dragon 3 because it was a nice closing to that trilogy, and it gave us an awesome meme of Toothless being weird and then what's his bucket going doing the thumbs up,
And some hilarious scenes with that.
Yes.
Like,
and the ending with the old dragon and the family.
It
It was so cute.
Rick, can you call it an ending if Homecoming's coming out in December?
What's your choice?
Are we just going straight to me now?
Yeah, what's your
Yes,
choice?
sir.
Best
Okay.
animated.
I'm gonna have to go with Toy Story 4.
Ooh.
How to Train Your Dragon is my favorite series, pretty much
so
ever.
good.
It was 3 I didn't enjoy as much as 2, but
Yeah.
Toy Story 4 I've so far enjoyed more than all of them. So, as best animated, I'm gonna have to go with Toy Story 4 for this year.
Core?
I mean, obviously, I'm going with Promare since I had him added to the list. I
Oh,
didn't realize you were doing a vote. It's an
Surprise!
It's
Yeah.
an anime. It's an anime movie done by the same people that did Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, and Penny and Stocking. It's a fantastic movie. I highly recommend everyone go watch it. It's 6 years in the making. The music is perfect. The animation is absolutely fluid and gorgeous. The color choices, like the palette that they use for it, is stunning. Go watch a trailer for it. At the very least, you'll be very entertained, and you'll probably want to see it. And it's coming back to theaters in December for a little while, so you'll have a chance. Just saying.
Cass?
I went to go see Toy Story 4 for the cat scene. And I ended up really, really enjoying it. Also, I have the scene.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a bunch of comparisons with the dog from the first Toy Story and the cat from this, and it was absolutely stunning. It did end up being a good movie. I haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon. If I had seen it, I probably would have
It's
done
on
that
Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
one. Is it really?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Then I'm gonna watch it probably when I get home.
Brycer.
I have not seen the Lego Movie 2, which I would like to, but I'm going to go with the Woody Buzz bromance. I'll go with that.
Ooh, okay then.
See, that to me is like, I think Lego Movie 2 might have my vote, but I haven't seen it
Yeah.
yet. I didn't
Yeah.
get a chance.
I
haven't
to.
seen
So,
it either.
How to Train Your Dragon wins for me. I like it. I liked Toy Story a lot as well, but I really like How to Train Your Dragon. I like all of them.
It's
And-
my favorite movie series of
They're
all time.
great.
And I'm going to go with How to Train Your Dragon. I love that series.
It's a surprise
And it was
winner.
I really liked the movie overall. I've liked it's been consistently good. And that's also going into my vote. Consistently that movie series has been really good. So
Yeah.
The first and second ones, I felt like did get like deeper and more
Mhm.
interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Although very hard to explain to 4-year-olds. Watching it with my nieces, trying to explain what an alpha is and how the dynamics of that might, upset a pack without spoiling
Why did
anything.
he attack?
Yeah, like why did he attack? What is an out? Why are his eyes square now? What's that? Where's the? And I'm like, so I just distracted them when I knew the biggest thing was about to happen because I didn't want to try and explain why Toothless did that.
so there's our overall winner, and I think it's deserved. Anyway.
Yep.
Bryce, best toy. Y'all know how to participate in this
Oh, I have a vote.
Go ahead.
Overwatch.
Name them. Let me name
Let me name
first.
them first. Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Overwatch Ultimates.
Overwatch.
It sounds like a lingerie line, by the way. Transformers
Are you going
Siege
through my closet?
twice.
Wow.
Marvel Legends. I don't know. I didn't want to miss anything. Farewell to DC Figures by Mattel, and we saved the best for last.
How
Mego.
the hell did that get added in there? Anyway,
I wonder.
I'll go ahead and kick it off. Power Rangers Lightning Collection, just because of accessories, everything that's included with the helmetless heads, and I think they've finally gotten this line right. Thank you, Hasbro. That's my choice for the year.
I mean, seriously, like, we don't do a lot of collecting, so I do genuinely think the Overwatch figures are some of the prettiest, like, figures that I've ever seen. I like their little glowy parts, and I like their details. And...
But where is Wave 3?
That is the
Oh.
question.
We're not voting about best company to release things when you want them. I
That
don't
is
think.
a little bit of a content. Like, oh boy.
Does anyone really need to hear me voice my vote?
Yeah, you need to tell us.
Okay, this guy who cheats the Kobayashi Maru test every time. Give me
Thumb
Mego.
off his butt.
Remind me to dub over Bryce's voice for the
Thumb off
twist.
his
I
butt.
kinda
My
want-
choice is, and it's like Jason going.
You know
What's on his
what?
butt?
I kind of
Everyone's
want.
voice replaced by me
Oh.
saying Lightning Collection, of course.
I kind of want to get that and paint its face like Michael Myers because they use a.
They have a Michael Myers figure you can buy. So
I know, but I want to
Samson's
take that one and make that one into the modified.
That's
Nope.
not what happened. It was a mask.
Yeah, I know, and I'm gonna do the same
Have
thing.
you done a lot of modifying on, miniatures?
No,
or
but
any
it'll
of
be
that?
fun. It'll be fun.
I think it would
Let's
be
go.
It'll be a
hilarious
YouTube
to
video.
do that.
Let's modify this vote. Cass, vote best figure line of the year.
Overwatch.
How did
Shocker.
you not see that
Look at
coming?
it's like okay, so it's like Overwatch, but it's like a physical thing.
I want
Overwatch is
that
the
on a
only
shirt.
thing that I get collectibles from. How are you guys confused about
My-
this?
my-
that one sentence
My
you just
vote
said.
is on the
But
Jurassic
it's
Park
like
dinosaur line that
physical
came out
thing.
this year.
Actually, yeah, that should have been on the list. honestly.
I'm adding that one or the banana.
It's definitely my
I was
figures.
thinking about the banana.
I think that's two of my top 10 figures of the year right there. In
Yeah.
It's a whole different show.
Actually, you know what? Those three right there, the Mandalorian, the banana, and the Raptor, those are my top toys of the year.
Hey,
Yeah,
you-
how did we not have Star
Farah
Wars
is
on the
going
list?
to kill you.
I don't know.
Hey,
Maybe
it
you
was
should
going to
have
get my
contributed.
vote, but still.
Cora.
Well, obviously, it's that new GoBots
I'll kill you.
line. You know,
I'm
I don't
sorry.
think we
little
can
I
use
know,
that song
I don't
twice in a
know.
row, Jason.
no, none of the none of the. I didn't do a lot of collecting this year for toys, so I don't have much of a vote.
But you get to see mine. So.
Yeah, I get to see yours, but you don't collect the shit I like. You don't collect pretty anime boy figures.
Now on to someone who does.
You know,
He does. He does.
You know, I think I'll go with Good Smile Company because they've been coming out with some really good Nindroids this year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
don't
It's okay, Jason. I also have to go with Power Rangers because any series line that can make me go 180 on an alternate heads episode where I said I will never collect these and now own all of them is getting my vote.
Wow.
Totally turned him around on
It
these.
turned me around. I only wanted the originals, and then by the time we were done, I'm now out in the streets hunting them to any store that has them early. So Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, you're doing something right. Congratulations.
did
It's
it
really a
right.
good line.
Alright, so we have it's a tie for Overwatch and a tie for Power Rangers then, isn't it?
I will
No,
vote.
because
All right.
You know,
They're
the
all
real, you
winners.
know who the real winner is?
It's Peely.
all of us.
I can honestly go with the actual people who collect them.
Yeah.
Like, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Instead of the
to
people
us.
that are like, it's Overwatch, but it's
Cons-
physical.
Watch
Consider-
alternate heads every
I-
other Saturday
I collect both of
or
them.
Monday.
I mean,
Yeah,
the real
like,
winners
you
here is
get
me.
to-
But
you
anyway.
get to vote more.
Yeah, shout out to Alternate Heads podcast, guys. Check it out.
We're the three people that collect actually talk about them.
Mhm.
All right, I want Kat to do this one. Give me the best meme.
I don't know what some of these are. Screaming Lady and Cat, that one I know.
Yes.
The-
That's a
it keeps on
fantastic
giving.
format. Like, it's so versatile. 30 to 50 feral hogs.
Yes! Oh my god!
So that one came from somebody that said that basically he needed an AR-15 in case he came out of his house and had 30 to 50 feral hogs.
He's like, it was on a post about gun
yeah,
control.
I did see
It
that.
was so great.
And it became a D&D attack.
No, not an attack. A mob.
A mob.
A swarm.
Yes.
And I was going to work that into the game. I was like, I can't do this.
Bird Box Challenge, where you blindfold. Anyway,
people got
Area
hurt.
51 and Avenge the Fallen.
All those posters. I
I mean, yeah, they were pretty good.
For me, it is Screaming Lady and Cat. That's my favorite for the year.
You forgot like the teenager with the mom.
Oh,
Blanket over her face.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
I should have
she's
included pictures
crying
of all
and
these.
trying to explain something to her mom, I assume.
Yeah.
Her mom's
Yeah.
just got her blanket up to here. I love that one. I forgot about that.
okay.
It's
So
amazing.
vote for Mom and Blanket.
I think my vote of these, it wouldn't have been Area
can add
51
that one.
until I read the OG posts of Area 51. I thought it was irresponsible as a meme because I'm like, what if people really, this could get bad? But then I read like the original thing where it's like, we're going to have all the Kyles in a group and they're going to do this. So that we're going to put all these are going to be Naruto running. Like,
And the kid did.
hopefully not too many of the Kyles get killed while they're distracted. And it was hilarious. The whole thing, I liked it. And then he's like, by the way, hi US government, this is a joke. I'm joking for the thumbsy upsies from the Facebooks. And I was like, sold.
Bryson?
Give me the Avenge the Fallen.
Those are good
There were
posters.
some pretty dope
Yeah.
ones of that.
Especially the ones for like Up.
Or Harambe.
This isn't my vote, but I do like Avenge the Fallen, and I love also the Whatever It Takes, which just became just a verbal meme
Right.
that people would just be like, I'm going to McDonald's, whatever it takes. All that was
That
amazing.
perfectly balanced.
Yeah. I do have to give it to Area 51 because of the Naruto running behind the reporter and the subsequent oil painting of that happening. It was too good. Area 51 was amazing.
I've got a three-way tie: Screaming Lady and Cat, Lady in the Blanket, and because honestly, the Lady in the Blanket, Screaming Cat, all of these could have been overtaken by somewhere in there. You could write Ibsen didn't kill himself because
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Epstein didn't kill
I
himself.
don't
That-
think it's funny.
It's not
Like,
It's not funny.
really
As
supposed
a
to.
No.
meme, like it's just I think people have been really creative in implementing it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And so that's my three-way tie right there. The fact that this phrase could be put into any meme, Screaming Lady and Cat, and then the lady and the mom and daughter blanket thing screaming. So yeah, that's my three-way tie for that. So all three.
Way to
get
make a
my vote.
decision there.
Yeah,
Go on.
it's all good.
All right, so of the ones that we have on the list, it's Screaming Lady with Cat. But my actual favorite meme from this year is the Kombucha Girl.
Oh my god.
The
Oh yes,
Oh,
yes.
Why do I include that word?
it's my favorite thing, and it's really funny. I talked about that meme to a coworker of mine, and he thought it was funny. I'm like, have you ever seen the original video? Because he drinks kombucha like it's water.
It's good.
He drinks it constantly, and I asked if he'd seen that video, and he's like, no. I sent it to him, and he's like, this is exactly what it's like the first time when you drink kombucha. It's
She said
Well,
it smells like a public restroom.
yeah, it
That's
smells
what
like
she
a
said.
public restroom. And then she just like drank, and then she's like, oh, well, no. Like, it's my favorite meme.
That's a good one.
I forgot about that. It's an amazing meme.
You know what? I'm changing my vote. That gets it. That gets it.
I forget
Mirror.
about the time traveler ones where it's like the World War One is like it goes back in time. It's like World War where it's 1930, 9 or whatever, and he's like, we're fighting the first or the Great War, and he goes, you mean World War One? And he's like, what now?
Oh,
Excuse me?
is it that
Like-
one? The one with the girl?
I like the one
what?
with the girl the best.
Yeah.
The what from like the butter
Yeah, I'm
package or whatever.
not even sure what it's from, but like
yeah,
her face.
but her
no.
face is
What?
priceless.
Uh,
What's yours, Near?
I'm gonna have to go with Area 51.
Damn,
Holla!
Area 51 wins.
I mean, Cora and
It's
I,
worth it.
we're mainly engrossed in the anime community, and that one really took off in the anime community too. There were so many more memes where it's like,
They
hey,
built bridges.
they
It
Yeah.
did. It really
it's like
did.
breaking out, of Area 51 with my new alien wife.
It's the,
Yeah.
it's the closest the world has gotten to coming together
Since Pokemon
since
Go.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Could solve world peace.
Or steal an alien waifu.
Yeah.
I actually had friends go out there.
Priorities.
They
There you
lived in
go.
Nevada, so it wasn't that long of a drive for them, but they actually went
I
out
liked
too.
the different objectives. Like,
Yeah.
once we find, are you looking for an alien wife? Are you gonna?
Firefly
Yeah.
season 2.
Yeah,
or-
like-
yeah.
Things
There-
just got really out of control with Area 51 memes, and
There-
I loved them.
Suikoden actually did a
And
meme
it
for it, too,
and it
so.
made
Of
it.
course they did.
It made it to because it started out like 4 or 5 months before it started, and the meme stayed alive until the day of.
Yeah.
This is the
And
kind of
then-
quality
But
YouTube
once it was
content
done,
we
it
get
just
here.
died.
Yeah, once it was done, it died.
Well, thank God. Like
Yeah.
memes that stick around after their time.
All right, last one. Best movie.
Woo.
Choices are Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Far From Home, Alita Battle Angel, Captain Marvel, Joker, Godzilla King of Monsters, Detective Pikachu, and Shazam.
Hey, someone took off one of mine.
Which one was yours?
Jojo Rabbit.
Okay,
Jojo Rabbit.
should have been on this.
I
one.
don't think it was that it was taken off. It just probably didn't get updated.
So,
There we go.
okay, out of this list, mine, Avengers Endgame.
I don't know. I liked Shazam a lot. I'm the one who added it, but probably Endgame. I thought it's hard to like wrap a storyline like they were on, and I thought they did a really good job. So yeah.
I can't argue with your choice of Avengers Endgame. I loved Shazam. I saw it twice. I saw Avengers Endgame in the theater 3 times. So it gets my vote, but I want to give a shout out to John Wick 3, Parabellum,
Good movie.
That was a great
which
movie.
I was not on the list, but I think it deserves consideration.
Yes, it does.
I loved Avengers Endgame. I thought it was really, really good. I have to go Shazam. Just overall,
I'm like
just
50-50.
enjoyment of the movie and how much I want to rewatch it over and over. I loved Shazam so much. It's got to have my vote.
The scene when they were like, he was on one end of the city, and he was the other. He was giving his
He was talking, yeah.
evil monologue, and he couldn't hear him.
I like that he had his wife in it.
can start.
For me, I mean, I know I just added Jojo Rabbit. I saw it this weekend. It was a fun movie, and I mean, I finally got to see a live action Pokemon movie that my 9-year-old heart was very, very happy. I loved Joker. I thought they did a great job with it, but the emotions of 22 movies there at the end, I do have to give it to Avengers Endgame. I cried so much during that movie, just like, especially the last like 40 minutes, probably just everything just, ugh.
It's like what time period? Exactly the last from this event until the end. Just
Yeah.
crying the whole time.
Yeah. I love you 3,000 guys.
Cor?
From the list, obviously, Detective Pikachu was my favorite. Honestly,
It's closer to a Smash Brothers live action movie now.
that's
Yes.
not why I like it, but I mean, I guess. It took me back to when I was 6 years old watching the first Pokemon movie, and it felt like I was watching it for the first time again, like that same excitement and feeling an emotional roller coaster that I had watching the first Pokemon movie. It was there. I didn't expect it. I went in with high expectations for Detective Pikachu, and they still shot over it. I wanted to give a quick shout out though for The Lighthouse, because it's really good, but if you don't like art house films, you're going to hate it. My friend and I went and saw it. There were like 10 people in the theater, including us, and we were the only 2 that liked it because we were the only 2 that knew that it was art house. And the lady sitting next to us didn't know it was horror. And she didn't know it was a horror movie. And she said before the credit, after one of the previews, that she doesn't like horror. And my friend and I, like, after she went back to looking at the screen, my friend and I just went, okay.
Those
I
are
would
the
have
two.
said something. I would have been like, this
Those are
is...
the 2 big genres that if you don't like that type of movie, you will not like
art house and
any
horror are
kind
way
of
up there.
yeah.
Well, she was going because she likes Willem Dafoe.
Oh.
And that's it. Her cable and internet were out at home, so she didn't do any research. She'd had a horrible day because her neighbor cut the line. So she's like, I can't. She didn't know anything about it other than it was a black and white film, and it had Willem Dafoe, and it looked like it was
probably expecting a 50s Paris romance.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart.
Yeah, like all of these things, and it's like it was after the preview for the new Guillermo del Toro film about Wendigos. And she's like, "Oh, I don't do horror," because I got super excited. And
I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Guillermo del
I'm learning
Toro
way
and a
too much about
weird
this person.
creature.
well, Guillermo del Toro, yes, and Wendigos are my favorite creatures.
They're
so,
great creatures
Yes,
to do a movie
but
about.
normal, like with the fact that was a preview in there, she didn't know that it was horror, and so she sat through the whole thing and didn't know what to do.
Bummer.
But yeah, Lighthouse is really good. If you like that kind of stuff, please go watch it. It's incredible.
Last pick.
Man, all of those movies that are on that list are really good, but I'm gonna also have to go with Avengers. Like Avengers really
Gotta go with
kicked
the
off,
legacy.
like my big dive into nerdom when my dad brought home Iron Man, and I was like, this is everything now. So it's got to be Avengers. I also, just like you, Bryce, I went multiple times. I think I went 4 times.
Oh, you beat
Twice
me
in one day.
I think we really made out this year on movies, though. We really.
Oh, yeah.
And
Joker.
shout out to Shazam for,
Yeah.
you know, a
I
DC
thoroughly
movie
enjoyed
that was that
Shazam.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, this year
They
was
gave me hope for DC.
this is like a repeat
mean,
of
Wonder
1999,
Woman,
where
for
almost
sure.
every month had a really good hit movie, and
Ooh.
it's a repeat of 20 years.
And who
2019.
knows? We might all change our votes when Frozen comes out.
Or Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, which reminds me, shout out to Spider-Man. What was it?
Far From Home.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Far from
Yes,
home.
Into
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Spider-Verse,
yeah.
who missed the deadline for
Yeah.
2019.
But
by
still
like
a
10
great movie.
days, but it's a phenomenal.
But we all know Cats is going to be the best movie of the year.
Okay,
so-
and with that is the end of the season. Producer Corey, can I pop the champagne on camera? Why can't I do
It's
this?
Well, okay.
champagne.
You weren't allowed to open it while people were talking because I could not hear them
Oh, I'm so
over
sorry.
the crinkling
So-
of paper.
Sparkling
we
grape
thoroughly
juice.
apologize.
Yeah.
To celebrate, another season, like we're gonna actually do something.
Sparkling grape juice.
Yeah,
I'm so
sure.
scared.
Who is this inspired by, Jason?
I saw How I
It
Met
is
Your Mother.
inspired by the AEW champion, Chris Jericho. We're gonna have a little bit of the bubbly.
Boy, there's no room for me.
He is 48 years
49.
old.
Is
he
49.
really?
He is 49
49
years
years
old,
old.
and
Good
he
for
is still. He's
Still
When you
coming.
open it, please make sure, or just open it anyway.
a little bit of the
There we
bubbly.
go. All right,
Yes.
everyone here, just take a glass. I don't know which one's better. They're both expensive, so.
Hey. Thank you.
Would you like me to?
Okay.
You got it. All right.
There you go. Cora's not going to partake in
Hey, bud.
the.
I don't like champagne.
That's fair.
All right. Well,
You can
anyway,
toast with Coke.
Hmm?
You can toast with Coke.
Sweet tea.
everybody got something. Okay,
As
I
long
got
as
the
it's
weird
not
glasses that
water.
were.
Oh, wait.
I got the kids' glass.
Wait, we have a dual shot that I haven't used, so I'm gonna put it
Hey.
up now.
Hey!
So we're gonna put it together.
Oh, nice.
This is great.
Use
Anyway,
it in alternate heads all the time.
We never use it here.
Oh, nice.
thank you everyone out there for joining us and ending our season. We'll be back with the live show after the new year. I'd like to also thank everybody here who was a part of the show. You are my friends. You are my family. You are all dedicated to this, and I'm very proud to sit here with all of you.
Thank
Cry.
you. It's been a
Thank you.
good year to be a nerd.
Yeah, it has.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To life.
Cheers.
And we will see you.
Hey, we have a new show.
Do you have an announcement to make?
We have a new show coming in 2020. It's a
Damn.
15-minute type talk show that'll come out twice a week. It's going to be completely different than any of the other shows that we have right now. It's called Nerds with Coffee.
Yeah, it is.
We, Jason and I, and it'll also alternate. We'll be doing different kinds of things on camera, whether it's challenges, whether it's just news reportings. It's supposed to be a more relaxed type talk show that'll be coming out sometime in 2020, most likely in February.
I'm producing.
Also, Cass and I are going to start streaming video games.
And we got a lot of content coming. Ricardo's going to start streaming.
Yep, I've
And
got a couple.
cosplay
I got a couple
building.
things coming. So
So it's going
Patience.
to be a big year. We hope to see you guys in 2020. joining us for more of this thing that we do. So
Yep. I got 2 quick shout outs. Happy birthday, Kiri. Happy birthday to Kiri and Keely. And Padme, you're an awesome cat.
all right.
Cheers.
And with that, of course, follow us on Facebook.com/SCNS Live. Like this video and subscribe. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at SCNS Live. But if you want to follow us individually, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JasonTheX.
Find me at Better Cat.
Find me, Bryce Culver, on Instagram and Facebook. And also I have a Trapdoor Toys on Instagram. Check that out.
You can find me on Instagram as the good cast or the bad cast, depending on what quality of pictures you want.
Do both.
And you can find Kat and I in 2020. We will be returning with Doa drawings if you like the worst drawings you've ever seen of things Overwatch casters say.
Find me on Instagram at NerdyRick89 doing the 365-day challenge. We're coming up at the end of the year, so I'm at 318 today. I haven't posted the picture yet, but I will. And then, of course, Super Cool Nerd Nation coming back real soon. And also Super Cool Nerd Booze. I'll be making different cocktails inspired by different TV shows, including a Four Loko cocktail that's going to be inspired by Rick and Morty.
I get to critique them all. Core.
All right. You can find me on Instagram at Korodono. That's KORODONO, where I post art and cosplay related things. You can also find me on Twitter at Hawksperch, where I scream into the void about Final Fantasy XIV and about Suikoden. Speaking of Suikoden, yeah. Speaking of Suikoden, I am doing Suikovember, which is a month of me drawing Suikoden every single day and posting it. I'm a little bit behind because my real life has been crazy, but I will be updating it all on Friday, so it's all caught up. Please join me for this. It's a lot of fun.
You can find me on Instagram at the Near Plasma. You can also find both of us on our other show, Anime TV.
And also alternate heads.
Well, for y'all.
Anyway, great things coming to the channel. Thank you all for subscribing and watching. Our counts show it, but of course we can always do better. But we'll see you guys later. And as we always say,
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Christmas.
Your dad is watching.
I have to go to
Hanukkah,
GameStop right now.
Kwanzaa, and I feel like there's another one.
And my war on Christmas.
There are lots.
Hey, don't hate on Christmas.
I feel like there's another one.